Hey everybody, how you doing today? So today I'm going to be doing a review of the Mystical Dream Tarot. Just a heads up, these are most likely not in order because I have a huge dislike for putting these decks back in order, especially after I've used them, and I'm, just so you know, like no preparation for this one whatsoever. This deck I have a love-hate relationship with. This is... Okay, first of all, I do like that it comes with a book. Lots of information. Always fun having, like, almost a story associated with them, with each card. It's good to have, especially with a deck like this, because the imagery is completely different from, like, the traditional Rider-Waite. So, you kind of need that extra. So, definitely really good to have that extra guidebook, or that extra in the guidebook. There you go. Now, issue number 1. You see this? Why? Why would you do this to me? Why in the world would you go and put the deck in separate spaces? No. If the cards broke up evenly, it would be fine. I would be okay with it. But no, you have much more minor arcana than major arcana. And so there's no equal splitting up of the cards. And it just hurts that little OCD part of my brain. And I love tarot decks, and I love all the ways that they come in packaged, the different creative ways that people do it, because there have been some major creative ways that people have packaged their tarot decks. I can't do the separate ones. I cannot do the separate. Okay, done whining. Here's the deal. Love these cards. Love the back. The artwork has this fun kind of like Starry Night Van Gogh kind of feel to it, right? So I'm just going to start going through these here. What do we got? I'm trying to do this. This is the one downside that I have with any deck, really, that's reflective, is glare. But we have, like, the Lord of Wands, the Priestess of Dreams, the Ace of Wands. Some of these are labeled differently. The Hierophant. I do actually like this Hierophant. It's a nice Hierophant. Here we go. 0. The Innocent instead of the Fool. Super different, and it is not going to be easy to read. I think that's part of the reason I haven't really actually worked with this deck much, because of that, because it's like a whole different system. I think it would be a good system to learn. I think it has its value for sure, but definitely like, I'm not there yet, so I need a few years under my belt with the traditional before I kind of move on to this. And there's other decks I kind of would like to learn first. Now this Magician, the Master of Secrets, I find interesting. You have this like hole of light coming through onto the table, like through his hand onto the written word there. Very interesting way to portray things. 5 of Wands, the Dream Carrier. This is, like I said, a lot of these are... Look at this. This 9 of Wands, like, confuses the crap out of me, I'll be honest. Like, I get it and don't get it. I think, it's one of those things I subconsciously get, but verbalizing it would be like torture. Once again, probably why I don't use this deck a lot. But I think this would be good for anybody that kind of already has the Rider-Waite down and looking for something a little different. This does have a different feel to it. It has a... Okay. I don't know if this is going to make sense to anybody, but this deck feels like the color that it is. This lovely blue that's all on the boxes rather, and a lot into the pictures themselves. This deck emotionally feels like that color to me. So it seemed very appropriate that that it would be that color. It's not necessarily depressing. Like I think a lot of people associate blue with depression. It's not necessarily depression. It is I don't want to say eerie because that's not quite the right word. But it feels very dreamlike. It feels very like the colors, the title, like this is all very appropriately named because it feels like the color. It looks like the title. It's like, yeah, this is the only way to describe this. This is so cool. Isn't the Ouroboros a snake? Am I missing something? I'm gonna have to go look that up now. Matt, the lovers. This is the most awkward lovers. I'm sorry. Like, reading the booklet, the reason why she did it this way, like, okay, I get what you're trying to do. It still looks super awkward to me. Sophia, this is just, if you're a beginner, a really tough deck to try and relearn everything with. But it's not a deck, like, it's not a deck I have been wanting to let go of either. Like, there's something about it that I'm like, there is hidden something in this deck that I would like to explore. And for good or for ill, we don't know yet. But there's something about this deck that just kind of draws you in, and I think it is that dreamlike kind of state. This might be a good deck for anybody kind of working, what is it, with like lucid dreaming and that kind of thing. I cannot do the lucid dreaming thing. I have just, yeah. I barely actually, I don't see pictures in my head anyway. So, like, dreams, they fade very quickly. I shouldn't say I don't see pictures. Pictures I see are super, super fuzzy. It's more vague shapes and colors than anything else. But even that, they're hard to come by. And I'm just yammering. Just so you guys know. I do like the Spirit of Pentacles there. I think that's kind of a cool image. The Nine of Swords. This... Okay, I'm going to talk a minute on this one. This feeling of like alone and isolation, I don't think I've ever really... I never associate it quite as closely to the Nine of Swords as this card made me think about it did. Like, wow, that was a really weird sentence. Can we try that again? I think the Nine of Swords definitely has this feeling of struggling with something alone, right? Never would have portrayed it as that, but they did. So I think that was a unique way to portray it. And I actually ended up really liking that. Something about that one just drew me in. The Eight of Pentacles, I hate this one. I'll be straight up honest. This one creeps me the freak out. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. Seven of Swords, yeah. This is kind of a cool Seven of Swords. I like the moon phases in it. The Ten of Cups. Dreamer of Pentacles. That's, yeah, some of this is just like crazy to me. Eight of Cups. I wouldn't have like put that with the Eight of Cups, you know? So there's a lot of this that kind of, it is not your traditional tarot deck. But I think it would be a really fun one to learn. And I think it would, and I do read intuitively, so I will definitely read for myself once in a while. I can read with this deck. But I wouldn't trust myself to read for somebody else with it. This Lady of Swords, I don't know, the lady in the Lord of Swords, not my favorites. And I'm partial to the lady, or the Queen of Swords in most decks. I really like the Queen of Swords. I'm not entirely sure why. I just connect with it, I guess. Okay, anybody out there play Destiny? I don't, but my husband does. Does this not remind you of the little ghost in Destiny? I mean, that's all I can think of. I'm sorry. I mean, how fun would it be to play chess with a ghost from Destiny? All right, I'm moving on. Two of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. This one is an interesting depiction of Ten of Pentacles. Not the traditional... I don't feel the traditional reading from these anyway. Or the traditional meaning from it. Like, it's kind of there, but it's kind of... It's warped in the way that a dream would be warped, right? Four of Swords. That's an interesting depiction there. Four of Pentacles. I don't know, why does that make me laugh? I don't know. Maybe I should I don't have any like botanical decks. Maybe I need to get a botanical deck or something. Six of Pentacles. I love the little cat on there. The Lady of Cups. I actually do like this Lady of Cups. I don't generally like the face cards in the Cups suit, but I like them in this. Oh, the Divine Tower. Yeah, these cards are all over the place. Sorry, guys. But at least you get an idea of it. There we go. Words are hard. That's just so much going on here. Like, it's such a fascinating deck to me. This one reminds me of one of my sisters. It's crazy, but that's all I can think of when I see that. And then the Moon. I do actually kind of like this Moon card. So, that is that. Now, not a favorite deck of mine, but there is something mystical about it that I want to delve into at some point. And so my attitude very well might change to this might end up being a favorite deck once I actually study it more and kind of get into it. Where did I put the other? I mean, I have no space in here. Where could I possibly have put the lid? Well, okay, I guess that's it. I hope that helped you guys out a little bit. I hope you got an idea of whether or not that was something that you'd be interested in. As always, do the best you can. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.